Hey, it's Skylar. It's Friday, October 12th. I was going to make this video yesterday on National Coming Out Day because the news was like so freaking exciting for me. But it was late at night and I was trying to do this without anybody here. My friends were here. Nothing against them. I'm weird. I don't like making videos of my own unless people are not around. Then I just got really tired and I was like, screw it. But the greatest thing happened to me yesterday. On top of it being the National Coming Out Day for everybody, and that was inspiring. But yesterday I had my second trans meeting with Dr. Maddie in Los Angeles at the LGBT Center. And I literally was in there for about maybe 10-15 minutes with the nurse, and then Dr. Maddie came in and was asking me like a couple questions, and then she was like, "Okay, well, your blood work was great from from the first visit, and so what dose of testosterone do you want to start on?" And I was just like, "Are you sure?" Like, I was asking her, I was like, "Are you sure?" Like, so I was kind of excited. I didn't believe it until she's like, "Yeah, like most people start off at a lower dose. Do you want to start off at the normal?" I'm just like, normal, that's fine. So she basically like just put it in my file, sent off the this prescription for the medication, and was like, "All right, cheers, have fun. I'll see you in 3 months." And I was just sitting there like, okay. And then this great guy Nick came in and showed me how to do the shot, and I was just thinking, like I didn't realize like I was gonna get it. I was just like, oh, okay, like I know how to do it and everything. So he goes, okay, well this is what you have to do, and um, showing me how to do it, and he's like, do you know anything about it? And I was like, yeah. And so I just told him everything to do, and he was like, okay, well I don't need to tell you, but I need you to lower your pants. And I'm like, what? Like it still wasn't like getting to me until I went downstairs. Even having the shot, it didn't hit me until I was downstairs with Chelsea, and then I felt like a little tingle in my thigh. And setting up for my 3 month visit, and it was just freaking awesome. It was like the greatest feeling in the world, and like the funny thing is like I went down. I was waiting to get my prescription filled. Um, at the LGBT center, if you have a certain type of insurance, obviously, like they will pay for everything. But I went down there and I went to go get my prescriptions, and mind you, I had just had a appointment that was basically for free. Not even 45 minutes beforehand, I was up there and checked in and everything. So I go downstairs to the pharmacy, and I'm like, okay, well, here's my name, here's this, and this. And she's like, okay. She's like, okay, that's going to be like $35. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, here's my card. Like, I'm supposed to get this stuff for free. And she goes, oh, okay. So she puts it in my file. She's like, it'll be ready in about 15-20 minutes. So I go outside, I have a cigarette, because I'm like, who am I going to call first? Chelsea was like, wait, I want to be with you. Who are you going to call first? And of course, my mama. So call my mom. Talked to my brother Chase. Who else did I talk? Well, not very many people know, except that I put it on status yesterday. I didn't talk to too many people. Talked to my sister Nikki, and it was just I was just like waiting, just chilling, like feeling this like really anxious feeling. I was super excited, and it's kind of crazy because I have really high anxiety, so it was just making it even worse in a good way, if that makes any sense. So I go back inside the pharmacy to go get my medications, and another guy comes up and says, "Oh, I'm sorry, but your card is inactive. You're considered an inactive patient with this insurance." And I was like, I kind of sat there and I was doing like that little kid, like, don't tell me this now. Like, you took away my candy, like my sucker type of deal. And I was just like, okay, well, what do I do now? And he goes, oh, well, it's like, $35, which isn't bad considering they give you a couple vials of the medicine. They give you 3 months worth of needles and the sharps container and everything that comes with it. For $35, I really can't beat that, you know? And, so I just have to wait till the 31st, Halloween, one of my favorite actually my favorite holiday, to go and get my tea, so I can start doing it on my own. So technically my first shot, well, not technically, it did happen. My first tea shot was yesterday at like 5:30 on National Coming Out Day. And my first shot that I'm going to do on my own, which is technically my second one, will be on the 31st, or what is it? The 31st or the 1st? Yeah, probably more than likely Halloween. I want to start off on the 1st just to make it fresh, but it's all good. So I'm just like a week or two, which isn't that bad. So it's just an initial like, oh, okay, like I'm ready to do this and all that other stuff, and then a wall hits you, and you're just like, okay, well, I just backtracked for a couple weeks. It's not that big of a deal, you know. I'm already started, so it's not like they could just take it away from me, which is a good thing. So, but I have to admit, when I was like, really sound like a valley kid. When I was anticipating everything, when I first started this, when I first started talking to my therapist and my psych doctor, it was like all the way back in, like April, maybe? Like April, where I had to just sign up for an appointment with this doctor, Dr. Maddie. And that took 4 months, so April, May, June, July, August. Which makes sense. And then, actually I didn't get it until September. Till about a month ago. But, which is fine. And then, less than a month, like 3.5 weeks, and my doctor's like, boom, you could just have it. Maybe it's just because I have a few good things that's going on right now, right in a row, and that doesn't really happen to me much. Maybe I'm just taking it all in, but I'm super excited and to see what's going to happen. So, that's my little story, as exciting as it may be. But I love you guys, and I will talk to you later. And a word for all my pre-T, trans brothers, do not get so anxious to the point where it's going to aggravate yourself. Because the waiting process, my girlfriend's telling me, the waiting process is obviously the longest and the most, like, anticipated. But it's almost like, what? Tedious, that's the word. Tedious. It's the most tedious time. And, you're going to sit there and you're going to be, like, agitated because you can't start. At least I was. I was agitated because I couldn't start right away. even though I was just starting to do the research on it, I mean, we all know at the ages that we know, but we really don't understand it until we start doing the research about it and all that. I started doing that, and then talking to my doctor, going to my therapist, and having them be like, "Oh, you gotta wait," and all this stuff, and then waiting that time, getting that lock into an appointment. That was like the first time that, okay, even though I have to wait a few months, it's still all right. But getting that initial appointment where you do all your paperwork and you do blood work and you see the doctor, and you don't know if the next appointment is going to be basically you're in the clear or there's things you have to work on, that's the most anticipated part of it. And actually, between that time, you're not going to think about it because you already had your first meeting with the doctor. At least that's how it worked for me. But just be patient, just be calm, cool, collective, and it'll happen to you at the right time. Everything happens for a reason. And for one time or another, one point or another in your life. And just take it and ride with it. Alright? Talk to you later.